My dad found the daughter he lost years ago. He brought her home and announced to everyone that I'm just his adopted daughter. My fiancé, Felix, heard the news and immediately took me to see his mom. Felix and I recently got engaged and are planning our wedding. I feel something's off, but after being with Felix for 2 years, where he treated me like a princess, I still have faith in our relationship. As soon as we walked in, Felix's mom was sitting on the sofa peeling an orange. She didn't seem to notice me. Usually, Felix would greet me with a smile before I even reached their door, standing at the entrance to welcome me. I brought some herbs and ginseng for his mom. These are some supplements I picked up on my way, I said. I also had a custom dress I intended to gift her for our wedding. His mom finally finished peeling the orange, glanced at me and said, "Candy, Felix and I heard about your family. What's going on?" I explained with a smile, I am indeed my dad's adopted daughter. His biological daughter's name is Clara. Her eyes widened. "Candy, you've been to our house so many times. Why didn't you tell us sooner?" "I just found out this morning. It was just as surprising to me," I replied. She popped half an orange into her mouth and casually asked, "So what are you going to do now? Do you have a job?" "I've already told my dad I don't want any inheritance. It's all Clara's. I plan to move out and currently work at my dad's company," I began to explain. Felix cut me off. "Candy, are you crazy? Even if you're adopted, your dad will give you something. How can you just say no?" His mom's face turned sour. "Candy, since you're not his biological daughter, you won't inherit the family business. If you move out with nothing, where will you live? Our family has a house, and Felix works for a state-owned company. You don't even have a decent job. How will you guys live when you marry? You're not from the same circle. There's quite a difference." Looking at their 500-square-foot apartment, I sighed. It's too small for Felix and me. I can't help but feel a bit offended since I'm my dad's company's finance manager and a minor shareholder. Maybe his mom's just worried. I assured her I'll work hard and do my best. But she cut me off again. "Candy, maybe you shouldn't plan the wedding. You're not matched well. Marrying will only bring you bad days." I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. I wanted to say I own not only an apartment but villas. I even have a spacious wedding house ready and had planned for Felix and his mom to move in. It's a new house near the company, and I'm still renovating, just planning to rent for a bit. But Felix's mom turned cold so fast. "So, are you against us getting married?" She seemed taken aback by my switch in formal address to her. Draping her fingers on the table, she replied, "How can you marry? With your pay, you can't even afford a restroom. Marrying you will lower our standard of living. Come back when you earn more and match my son." Felix looked at me quietly disappointed. I had planned to surprise him this afternoon with 5 custom wedding dresses, each costing $1 million to try on for him. Now I see there's no point. "Okay, I'm leaving and not getting married anymore." Go, she waved dismissively. I stood up to leave. "Wait," she called me back. "I don't want the dress. You don't make much. Save it for yourself." She thought I couldn't afford anything nice, not knowing the custom dress she refused was worth $500,000. I left Felix's neighborhood and he suddenly lashed out, "Candy, you're so dumb. Even a father who only raised a dog would have feelings and give something. Why do you say no?" People passing by stared at me like a scolded child. I was dumbfounded. Was this the Felix the first knew? Always polite and gentle, never raising his voice at me. Felix, exasperated, softened, "Talk to your dad, don't give up your rights. We're getting married and need a place." I was lost. Should I? He raised me for years. I should repay him, not ask for more. Felix, I've already told him, and as his adopted daughter, I won't ask for more. In that case, my mom won't support us and there's no wedding, he declared. Felix, I'm marrying you, not your mom. If she disagrees, you won't marry me? He stayed silent, so I walked away. Candy, Felix called after, aren't you coming over tonight? No. I have tears in my eyes. I don't want to turn back and let him see them. I went to a Michelin restaurant on my own and had dinner. It seems like food is the only comfort for me right now. I met Felix on my birthday. My best friend gathered some guys to celebrate with me. Felix stood out among them, tall and skinny, wearing a trench coat. It seemed like his eyes never left me. After the birthday dinner, he pursued me for 3 whole months. He treated our dorm to meals, gave me flowers, and eagerly delivered our packages every day. When I was sick, he was there day and night. I fell for him, swept away by his efforts. We dated for 2 years. I bought him clothes and helped him change his style. Gradually, he became trendy and handsome, and more people were drawn to him. He never looked at other girls and always praised me as his life changer. We were engaged, but I still held on to him with some reluctance. Strolling alone on the street, I found myself near Felix's current place. Under the streetlight, a tall, skinny figure was holding a girl's hand, carrying a woman's purse. "Baby, my shoelaces are undone," the girl said, stretching her foot out. Felix immediately squatted down to tie her laces, saying, "Sweetheart, let me tie the other one too so you don't fall and get hurt." In my memory, Felix had never knelt down to tie my laces. I saw him stand up and kiss her on the forehead, and the girl clung happily to his arm. They looked so joyful. Felix was living in an old, shabby complex, with only a small path connecting it to the main road. When he turned around, his face met mine, which was filled with anger. Holding 2 cups of bubble tea, I had nowhere to hide. "Candy, didn't you say you weren't coming tonight?" he asked, looking surprised. "So you find a new girlfriend the moment I'm not around?" "Candy, don't overthink it. She was introduced by my mom's friends." He paused, as though gathering courage. "You aren't anything now. You won't even ask your foster dad to buy us a house, and my mom doesn't agree with us getting married. I can't hang myself on one single tree, right?" I glanced at the girl. No, she was a woman, probably at least 30. No amount of makeup could hide her age. The Chanel bag she carried was the one I had gifted Felix's mom. I had specially ordered it. It was a limited edition. Felix held the woman's hand in my presence. "Her family conditions are good. She even bought a 100 square meter house. You know how tough big city life is. Everyone is realistic. I don't really have a reason to refuse, do I?" "Oh wow, just a house in Felix Falls for someone much older." He surprised me again. I must have been blind to agree to date him back then. "Felix, who is she?" the woman snapped, glaring at me with dissatisfaction. He said, "She's my ex. Just a nobody. My mom doesn't want us to marry, and she just won't let go." Felix, looking down on me, sneered. The woman, twisting her snake-like waist, looked me up and down. "His mom doesn't approve of you too, so don't shamelessly cling to Felix." I felt completely blacked out. People can change so fast and so shamelessly. Enough was enough. His mom was right. We were never in the same league. "Felix, who said I was clinging to you? If anyone was breaking up, it was me, Candy, who called it. Listen up. It's me, Candy, who doesn't want you anymore." With that, I turned and threw the bubble teas into a trash can. I called my driver, got into my Rolls-Royce, and returned to my 10,000 square foot home. "Sis, you're back." My little brother yelled excitedly as he ran inside to announce my arrival. My mom came rushing out. "Oh, Candy, it's been so long since you came home. I've missed you so much. When you were taken, your dad and I looked for 20 years before finding you. You need to visit us more often." I held back a sob, hugging her. "Mom, I'll come home every day from now on." "Yes, you should," she replied. "Your dad's on a business trip, but when he comes back, he plans to announce your return and hold a formal ceremony." "Yeah, sis, Dad's been calling every day to check on the preparations," my brother added. I remembered how, after my parents found me, I spent most of my time with Felix and barely came home. I hadn't told them about Felix and didn't want them worrying after finally finding me. "Tomorrow, let's go to the restaurant," my brother suggested, hoping food could fill the hole in my heart. "Sure thing." It was the weekend and even upscale places were packed. My brother and I walked straight in, skipping the line thanks to the staff, who led us to a window seat. Just as I was about to sit down, a sharp voice pierced my ears. "Waitress, how come they get a window seat? We couldn't sit there. It's ridiculous." The person pointing at us was the same snake-waisted woman from yesterday, and Felix sat across from her. Felix noticed me, and then glanced at my companion. He frowned, visibly irritated, and shouted at the waitress. "Waiter, how did those 2 people get in without waiting in line? Did they sneak in? That's not fair, they should be kicked out." He yelled so loudly that the whole restaurant went quiet. Everyone craned their necks to look at him. I was speechless. I mean, come on, dude, do you have a problem with me? It's just lunch, why make a scene? My little brother mumbled something. The waiter quickly approached. "Sir, about that table you mentioned, those customers are our high-end VIPs. High-end VIPs don't need to wait." Our hands, pointing accusingly, dropped down. Felix, who was beside me, pulled his head down. The skinny guy next to us asked, "How do you get to be a high-end VIP? Can we apply for one?" To be a high-end VIP, you need to spend over $1 million in 6 months or $5 million a year. Sir, are you interested in getting one? The waiter bowed and asked Felix. The skinny guy next to him shook Felix's arm, looking hopeful. Bro, should we get one too? Felix froze, too stunned to speak. Sir, are you going to apply for a card or not? The waiter prodded. We probably won't spend that much today, maybe next time, Felix muttered quietly, though loud enough for the quiet room. But as soon as the waiter left, he stretched his neck out and shouted at me provocatively, Candy, I broke up with you yesterday. And today you've already found someone younger. You're not that young yourself. Maybe this isn't the right move, this age gap romance. The skinny guy chimed in, did she get dumped and can't let go, so she got a younger guy to fake it just to piss him off? The customers in the hall all craned their necks to watch us. Seriously, they weren't here for a meal, just the drama. Thanks a lot, Felix. I was so pissed I stood up to go over, but my brother pulled me back down. Sis, sit down. Let me handle this. He pulled out his phone and made a call. Within a minute, a middle-aged man in a suit walked in and came straight to our table. Young master, what can I do for you? Get those two idiots out of here. Got it. The man bowed to my brother and walked over to the restaurant manager, exchanging a few words. Soon enough, a guy in a restaurant uniform came out and handed a cigarette to the middle-aged man. Manager, you haven't visited us in a while. Order anything you like, it's on me. It's no big deal, we just need you to kick out those two over there. Isn't that a bit much? We're just trying to run a business here. Oh, come on. Do you know whose kid they tried to kick out? The owner of this commercial building's son. The middle-aged man took a couple of puffs, then put it out on the ground. If they're not gone today, your restaurant will be. The owner nodded quickly, laughing nervously. Got it, I'll take care of it right away. Even though the restaurant was full, it was dead silent. All around, just faces eager for the drama. Felix and the skinny guy went as red as tomatoes, keeping their heads down. But the guy in uniform still walked right over to their table. Sir and ma'am, could you please leave now? Very sorry, but we're not serving you today. We'll refund your bill. The owner was all smiles. Felix stood up angrily. And why should we leave? I'm not going anywhere, and I'm reporting you for this. Sir, you caused a disturbance, talking loudly and trying to kick out our other customers. You disrupted our operations. I can call the cops if you'd like. The owner remained polite, bowing slightly and extending a hand. Please leave. Felix stood there awkwardly, his face even redder, then turned and shouted at me in frustration. Candy, are you really with some rich guy already? Are you his mistress or something? With what you've got, do you think he'd marry you? Finally, the crowd started to buzz. You're a guy, just move on after a breakup. Why keep bugging her? Especially when you're already with someone else. Eating from one plate but eyeing another. He was the one trying to kick people out, and now he's acting all high and mighty. Even with things like this, Felix refused to leave. The owner signaled, and a couple of strong employees began dragging him out while the skinny guy made his way to the door by himself. Candy, you'll regret this. Felix shouted as he got pulled outside, and he left angrily with the skinny guy. The owner came over to us and gave a slight bow. Sir, ma'am, so sorry about that. I've kicked them out and won't serve them again. Yeah, let's settle the bill, I said. After that spectacle, I just wanted out of there. Heading to the counter, the middle-aged man smiled at me and looked at my brother. What are you thinking? She's my sister. From now on, she gets the same treatment as me, my brother instructed. Of course. Those two won't be setting foot in this building again. Satisfied, miss? That'll do. I grabbed a drink and left with my brother. The next morning, as soon as I got to the office, I heard reception say Felix was looking for me. Great, I hadn't even had breakfast, and Felix stormed into my office. Candy, did you see the Instagram I sent you yesterday? Are you trying to back out? Back out of what? Are you nuts? I remembered I'd gotten home late, my phone had died, and I left it charging. I opened Instagram and bam! The notifications kept going off, over 40 messages, all from Felix. I opened them up and guess what? Felix wanted his engagement gifts back. The first 10 messages were all about how great he was to me before. The next 20 accused me, saying the breakup was my fault, hoping I'd feel guilty and give the gifts back. And the last 10 were just straight up asking for the money, from 10 p.m. until 4:30 a.m. I laughed in disbelief. $2,000? Really? And he couldn't even sleep over this? At least I had my phone off. So are you gonna give it back? $2,000, I wasn't even worried about paying that. Back when we got engaged, I was the little princess in my adoptive family. Never expected anything from his family. The $2,000 I asked for was just a formality anyway, way less than the dowry my adoptive dad prepared for me. Now it's nothing but pocket change for me. That doesn't even cover what I've spent on him in clothes and bags. I quickly transferred the $2,000 back to him and told him to scram and never show his face again. He was surprised at how quickly I paid him back and just stood there dumbfounded. Then 10 seconds later he sent me an itemized bill for $3,240, listing every dime he spent on me from when we met until we broke up. He even had screenshots. I was floored. Felix, how long did it take you to make this list? Felix gave me that smug look. Not long. I've been keeping tabs since day one. Smack. I slapped him right across the face. Oh Felix, I've really been blind these past 2 years dating you. Felix covered his face, clearly angry. You can hit me or insult me, but a breakup means payback. I glanced at the list briefly. Even Starbucks coffees we both drank were billed to me. I couldn't believe it. Felix, you bought me coffee, sure, but we each had our own cup. And what about all the money I spent on you? I'm not acknowledging this. Felix got desperate, waving his phone around to everyone. Candy, you ate and drank up all my money these 2 years, and now you're not even repaying me? Let everyone see your shame. More colleagues gathered, whispering among themselves. Our finance director came over, eyeing Felix. Kid, you say Candy spent a lot of your money, but you don't look rich at all. How much did she spend? $3,240, he replied. The office burst into laughter. Man, 2 years and just $3,200? Candy, she's like Cinderella sent to save you. The office manager walked over, mocking Felix. I spend that much on one nice weekend. Dude, Candy's not someone who's short on cash. You gotta be joking. I took a deep breath, looked at Felix. Felix, I'll send you what you claim I owe. But you have to leave behind anything I bought you. And then you can get lost. We'll never speak again. Felix was stunned, probably not expecting that. I quickly sent him $3,300. He started to walk away but got surrounded by coworkers, men and women chanting around him. Be a man. If you say something, follow through. I told him I paid you back, so leave me what I bought you. The jacket you're wearing is mine. Take it off. I eyed him coldly. The jacket was Armani, costing a few grand. A sharp-eyed receptionist noticed the brand. Felix grit his teeth and took it off under a wave of jeers. The sweater underneath was a birthday gift from me too. Keep going, I said with a chilling tone. He stripped off the sweater, throwing it down fiercely. The red thermal underwear he wore was another gift from me. Valentine's from last year. What was once festive was now just glaringly awkward. The receptionist screamed, Candy, you set quite a bar for girlfriends. Felix's face went green. This wasn't from you. Want me to show the screenshots from my orders? I remained poised, not even glancing at him. The receptionist joined in, urging him on. Felix ripped off the red thermal, leaving him bare-chested in the crowd. Someone inched their camera towards him. His glare had a mix of rage and shame. And the shoes? He kicked off the Adidas sneakers. Socks too, they're Versace, the receptionist chimed in, spurring him on. Felix glared at her, peeled off the socks angrily, and pushed his way through the crowd. Hold up, I said. What about the phone in your hand? Candy, don't overdo it. Felix growled, threatening to crush the phone. I'm not overdoing it. I'm just collecting what's mine. Is that a problem? Felix threw the phone down. Candy, you'll regret this. He spat. I picked up the phone, handed it to the receptionist. Get a junk dealer to sell it, use the cash for snacks. Please, sir, the receptionist gestured, mocking. Outside it was winter. Felix, bare-chested and shoeless, left amidst the laughing crowd. Finally, peace returned. When my real dad got back from his trip, he threw a welcome party for me. It was at the most luxurious hotel in town, the Crown Plaza. I rolled up in a Kian, donning the fancy dress Mom picked for me. A gorgeous, subtle yellow gown. Silver boots with a crown on the head, covered in diamonds. And an emerald jade necklace. I was sipping water in the waiting room when I saw a familiar figure moving bricks. Oh no, carrying sacks of rice. His back drenched in sweat as he lugged each sack up the steps, panting hard. It hit me. Felix worked for the Grain and Oil Group. These were special hotel supplies. Nearby, a lady with a thin waist shouted at him, Felix, hurry up. Today is the Sunrise Group's family banquet. They specifically requested Indian jasmine rice. Move like you haven't been starved. Sunrise Group is one of our company's big clients. The supervisor said if the delivery wasn't completed by 11 a.m., they'd dock his pay. She gave him a nudge with a foot when she finished talking. Felix was just about to grumble and glanced up, facing my shocked expression in a formal dress. "Candy," he said with a questioning tone. I acted like I didn't hear him since we had broken up, quickly turning to push open the door to the grand ceremony hall. The next moment the event began. Music played and lights were on me, shining bright in my dress. My dad linked arms with me as we walked to the stage, publicly announcing, "This is my daughter Candy, lost and found after 20 years. I will make up for the lost fatherly love." He handed me a bunch of keys, transferring ownership of his commercial building to me. Mom and my brother were beaming at me from below, tears glimmering slightly in their eyes. Reporters were gasping below. "Commercial building, isn't that the one with the free restaurant? A full 28 floors, that's really something. Candy, the group's heiress, is different after all. So envious. It's in such a prosperous business district. I wish I had a dad like that." Besides the large flat and villas Dad had bought me before, he also gifted me 2 companies and 2 property villa estates with gardens. Among the crowd I spotted Felix's face, looking even worse than crying, and the thin-waisted woman's shocked expression. Throughout the banquet, Felix was like a lingering shadow. Wherever I drank, I just had to look up, and there he was in a shadowy corner. He even followed me when I went to the washroom. "Candy," he called out. I turned and looked at him impatiently. "Felix, I don't owe you money, right? Why are you hanging around me?"
"Canby, I'm sorry.
"I still like you. Let's get married." "Married? Are you kidding me? Didn't you say your mom disapproved? Now it's fine." I looked at him mockingly. "And weren't you supposedly dating your manager?" "My mom doesn't call the shots." He hesitated. "That boss of mine, she's just this ugly and grumpy older woman. I never liked her." I sneered with disgust. "Whether or not your mom agrees or if you like other women means nothing to me. We're done," I declared. "Don't show up in front of me again." "But you're still carrying the bracelet I gave you on your bag," he said, feigning pride. I looked down and indeed saw a silver bracelet hanging on my purse. I quickly removed it and tossed it on the ground. "Here's your bracelet back," I said. "If there's anything else of yours on me, I'll return that too." His smug look vanished instantly, and he just stood speechless. "If that's all, I'll be leaving. Stop following me like a dog." I turned and left, ignoring Felix's crestfallen begging behind me. "Candy, I was wrong. Can't you give me another chance? Let's start over." "Felix, I gave you a chance and you once had my heart too. But you threw it on the ground and crushed it." "No more chances," I said without looking back. The day after the family meeting, I went to work and ran into Felix and his mom even before getting inside. I pretended not to see them, heading straight for the reception. The receptionist leaned over, whispering, "They've been here since 6:30 a.m. Felix's mom perked up too, rushing over. "Candy, it was my fault for being too hasty. Don't be mad at me. I've agreed to you and Felix getting married. Let's have the wedding soon. No need for an engagement." Shameless, I thought. "My real mom is in her villa," I replied sharply. "You're not my mom, don't claim us casually," I warned. "And I've already broken off the engagement with Felix. The bride price was returned. We won't be getting married or needing your permission." "But Candy, don't act so high and mighty," she snapped, her eyebrows and eyes narrowing. Felix stepped up, trying to hold my hand, which I quickly flung away, keeping my distance. "We broke up, understand? Please leave and don't interfere with my work." But there was no reasoning with them. "Felix invested 2 years in you, all wasted," she complained, sitting on the floor, mourning dramatically. "Oh, poor Felix. Candy dumped you once she found someone wealthier. Unbelievable. How on earth are we going to live now?" Just then, the girl at the front desk secretly showed me a video. It was Felix's mom hugging Felix and crying. Apparently, before everything, Candy was Felix's girlfriend. But ever since her real identity was revealed, she became the daughter of a billionaire and dumped Felix. This story even made the trending news in our city. I've always been a rich girl, and in my whole 20+ years, I've never faced such a scene. I couldn't just let it slide. "Felix, are you and your mom really causing trouble today? All right then, let's escalate this." I called for the office admin manager. "Can you pull up the footage of Felix visiting our office that day?" The manager quickly retrieved the surveillance. I didn't expect some colleagues to have also recorded the incident on their phones. They quickly found and played the video. Felix's mom seemed relentless, crying even louder. Before long, I had the footage of Felix coming to ask for a dowry that day. I started a live stream and played the video on another phone simultaneously. I also spent $5,000 to push it on trending. Seeing this, Felix tried to grab my phone but was instantly held back by a few strong guys from the company, unable to move. The stream started showing the video. Dude, you claim Candy spent a lot of your money but you hardly look wealthy yourself. How much did she spend in those 2 years you were dating? $3,240. The office erupted in laughter. The money you spent on me, I've already paid you back. Now just leave anything I bought you. Like that coat, I paid for it. Take it off. And the cashmere sweater underneath, that's mine too. Off with it. The live stream had massive traffic, quickly gathering tens of thousands of viewers. Comments were pouring in fast. This guy is so sleazy. If you can't afford to date, don't have a girlfriend. He looks like a mooching pretty boy. She's an amazing girlfriend to return all his money after 2 years. This type of guy deserves to be stripped and thrown to the dogs. And his mom whining online?
No ściam.
Felix, they dug up his info, just a regular office worker. And with his conditions, he thought he was all that? Should throw money at his face, paying him for those 2 years. Felix, left in just his long underwear, walked out. His face was screwed up in embarrassment. His mom's cries stopped abruptly as she pointed at me, trembling. Then she looked like she might pass out, collapsing to the ground, gasping. Felix rushed to help her up. He turned to me, Candy, please stop the live. We'll leave now. With that, he let his mom out. Felix never looked for me again. But my parents did find out about the incident. My dad didn't hesitate to call Felix's company's general manager. Soon, the videos of Felix asking for a dowry and his mom crying, pounding the ground, made their way to his workplace. Colleagues were utterly disdainful, refusing to work with him. Felix was fired. His snake-like manager saw his mom's behavior and rashly broke up with him. One day after work, I got home to find a bright-eyed, handsome young man sitting on our sofa. Dad pulled me in. Candy, come here. This is your uncle's son, Nolan. He calmly extended his hand to me. I shook it. Hello, Clara. The end.